What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This one we are going to be building off of the last video where we built the grid system. So I'm going to just let me get this new tool and kind of just explain how we're going to do this. So the idea is, so right now, basically say, right now, here's 30, so say we bought, say we bought here, right? This would be an entry signal. Fast MA is below the lower Bollinger Band, and the lower is below the 30. So we buy here, and then we have it set so that for every grid size, we buy again, and we move our stop loss here. So now what we want to do is add we want to take profits, because at the moment we are always losing money on that most recent trade because it's always pulling back, and that's how we're closing our positions. So sometimes we want to be able to come up and close there, so we can capture as much as we can. So the idea I had for that is, first thing we're going to do is separate the grid size from, no point in typing, but because we'll do it anyway. But we're going to separate the grid size from the stop loss size. So basically, if this is our entry, we can have a stop loss here and grid size like this, right? That's the first thing we're going to change. Second thing is we're going to do it just fully based on this. So what we're going to do, this example doesn't work great because we keep coming down, but all right, let's just say this was an entry signal, right? So we buy here, say stop loss here, grid size is, say this is our grid size more or less. So normally we would just keep buying all the way up, but what we're going to do instead is, based off the fast MA, we're going to tell it when to stop, continue buying, and when to close. So in this case, I think what we're going to do is, once we close above the middle moving average, then we're going to stop more orders. So this example, let's just say this fast MA was actually more like this. Just for this example, let's say it was like that. So it's just a little more clear for you guys. So this will be our first position, right? We buy here. Buy here, right? Then, so we're still below, we'd say maybe this candle is the first one. So we'll just say we buy here, but then, we'll say we'll probably buy there too. But then after that, we are above the middle EMA, so we're not going to place any more orders. So none of these get filled, right? So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 positions, stop loss here, and that's it. We aren't going to take any more positions for this one move. So after that, I want to move the stop losses to break even, but that would just get us all stopped out right away. So maybe we can try and do is, once we close above it, we set one more grid size. We just save this price, and this is going to be our break-even price. So once we close above this line, which is where our order would have been, but since we're above the middle EMA, we're not going to take the position, another position. Once we close above that grid size price, then all of these go to break even. So that would put this position at plus 1, 2, 3 grid sizes, this one plus 2 grid sizes, this one plus 1 grid size, and this one would be at break even. Then our TP is going to be once we cross above the opposite direction Bollinger Band. So in this case, it would be probably here. So we'd close here, which unfortunate in this trade it didn't work out great because it kept going a lot. But we did, if these are grid sizes, this is 1, 2, 3-ish more. Now this position, just 1, 6, 5, 4, and 3, whatever of units you're risking, which that covers a lot of losses. Yeah, so I like this. So now let's just try and code it. So let's open up Ninjascript editor. We're just going to use the exact same code. So this is what I named it, but you guys might have something else. Then also one thing I forgot to mention in the previous video, but make sure you have ignore overfill to true. That just means I'm not sure if we need it for the strategy exactly, but it just means it'll ignore orders that are kind of in the way of each other. It's a little confusing, but just do that. And the most important is stop target handling is per entry and execution. Wait. Is that it? My strategy position. Yeah, per entry execution. Basically, this means we can take multiple entries as long as... No. Sorry. That doesn't matter. What I meant is this one, entry handling, unique entries. So as long as each entry has a different name, it'll let us take the entry. The default is this. So if you have all entries, but then you do entries per direction as 1, you can only take that first buy, which I know someone in the Discord was having an issue with. I don't know exactly what their issue is, but I'm going to guess it was probably because this was not sent to unique entries. So very important you do that. Now, let's think about how we're going to code this. So let's set a bool place buy orders. No. We'll do allow buy orders and allow sell orders. So what this is going to do is once we take our first buy, we'll do allow buy orders as true, just for good practice to make sure. We'll set this to false. Then on sells, we'll do allow sell orders equals true. Allow buy orders equals false. Then down here, to place another trade, right? In this section of the code is where we're setting our next order. To be able to do that, we need to have the allow orders to be true. So we'll just add that. So allow buy orders needs to be true. And then for sells, allow sell orders. So that will allow us to keep setting orders. But if we get if the fast MA is greater than the middle Bollinger Band, then allow buy orders equals false, right? Once this white MA closes above the middle, then we don't want to be setting our buy orders anymore. Then if dot fast MA less than, then allow sell orders equals false. By the way, I posted the exact file I'm using for the TDI indicator in the Discord. So if you want, feel free to go download that. There's also a video on how to import it if you need that, and so that way you can do exactly what I'm doing here. The only difference between this one and the one we made in the other video is that we did not set it up to have these, I think it's called the attribute, but to have this series connected to it. So this should take care of taking more entries. And then once we take another position, then it resets it back to true. So now that we have that, now let's set our TPs. So if let's make it a little cleaner. We'll do if position dot market position equals position dot long, then we want to do this code for the buy orders. Then if copy this, now if the fast MA is greater than the upper Bollinger Band, then we exit long. Now, else if position dot market position equals market position dot short, then we have this logic for setting more orders, and then copy this, paste this, change this to lower Bollinger Band, and then exit short. So let's compile that and see what that works. Before we test that, before I forget, let's add the stop loss. So we're gonna have grid size stay there, but then let's add a stop loss in ticks. SL, and we are going to set that we'll have to decide if we want to keep it purple. We'll have to decide if after this first entry, right, if it comes here and fills a second, do we want the new stop loss to be here, stay here, or take this stop loss size and then take that from the new entry? So it'd be, stop loss something around here. I think what we'll end up doing is just take the stop loss size and then trail the stop loss size all the way up until until this one goes break even and all of these are all in profits. So to do that, first let's change our, actually I'm just gonna comment these just in case, someone wants to, just in case we do want to go back. But we'll do ticks, then all we need is stop loss. Same thing here. Change this to stop loss, ticks. Then let's just keep this stop loss size and trail it up just so it has room to breathe, because really the main thing we want to get to is just give this thing room to breathe so that we can get close above the middle Bollinger Band. Now one thing I'm realizing is it's going to be likely that we get an error that where can I show it? Yeah, but so here, right, say we bought here, this is our entry signal right here, then our stop loss is here, right? We never, fill more orders, but we do cross here, right? So here, we're going to try and set our stop loss to this price, which we can't do because that's above the market. So we're definitely going to get an error here. So we're going to have to oh wait, no, that's wrong. Okay, so far we don't even have that coded. So far all we do is just trail this. We don't go break even yet. So we shouldn't get that error yet. But so what's this? Lost ticks. And then we gotta do the same thing down here. And I think that's good for now. Let's compile that and load it onto the chart. It's called grid. Add stop loss. We'll do 200. And okay. So So what it's doing is for each buy, it is setting the stop loss that amount of ticks away. So if it's 50 ticks, right, this is a 50 tick stop loss. This has a 50 tick stop loss. This has a 50 tick stop loss. These have 50 tick stop losses. And we're not closing the positions. I mean, like, look at this one. This one is amazing, right? Just give it room to breathe. We trade this all the way right to this peak. Can't really tell from this, but would have closed right at the peak, or if not, we would have been break even and would have closed all the way up here. Like, that is a huge win. And then, okay, so at least we know the stop. No, it's not working, is it? We just keep setting more orders. Should have stopped after this one. But I mean, this actually looks kind of good. Like, we made money. Maybe we should try something like this, or we kind of just let it run. So let me think. To be honest, I'm kind of fine with this how it is, because we're getting a lot of runners, and if it doesn't go the direction we want, then it doesn't take those positions. But I want it to be taking profits. Like, these should not be losses. So my only thing I'm questioning is why it's not exiting long. A short position, fast MA. that's our issue. For some reason, it's not calling this at all. What? Oh, I'm an idiot. We need to get these out of this parentheses. Okay, there we go. Compile that. Now let's see the difference. Okay. So, alright, we buy. We sell. Sell one. Buy to cover. Okay, so one thing that makes it a little confusing is our basically our TPs is the same criteria for a sell, so reverse. So as soon as we're closing from hitting TP, which here we did, we are then selling. But I mean, like, this is working pretty decently. Like, I'm pretty sure. Let's get a box, rectangle, whatever. Alright, so that's the size, that's the grid size. It's hard to tell. I mean, yeah, so from here, right, once we closed above this yellow line, we told the strategy don't place any more orders. So once we filled this, we did not place the next order because it would have been right there. So I believe that's working. And I mean, yeah, like, obviously the ones we're losing are like, well, 1, 2, 3, right? This order got set before we closed above it, but once we close above it, that order is just chilling there. We don't place more once this one's filled. So we didn't place, we would have placed a couple here, but we didn't. We close above TP. Let's see here. Sell, 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 sell. Shoot, what just happened? Then the stop losses. Okay, so the stop losses are still staying 50 points away. Which, I don't know if I want that. Okay, well, I mean, this is, I think what we'll just do is, this just kind of the basic for what could be a very good strategy. I'll be working on this more myself, but I might make another video. I'm not sure. If someone has a good idea that they want me to try, I'd be happy to try it, but this should be a good starting point where you can just kind of play around with it, see what works, and yeah, you guys should be able to make a pretty good strategy from this. The only thing I'm going to change is to set a trail stop. Just so, yeah, because once we go in profit, I don't want it to come back. Oops, set trail stop. Set trail stop. Because the idea of this is just to catch quick moves to the direction that we're trading, and then exit quick as well. So let's compile that, and I'll make sure it works. But yeah, definitely can do a lot with this strategy. So let's see here. Yeah, look at that. Now instead of our first position closing way up here, now it's closing in profit. This was one was break even, two made profit, two lost. So we probably lost, we'll just say 3 units, because this evened out with that one, this evened out with that one. So the only one you really lost on was this, which is fine. You made it back. You made way more back on this. So the idea of this is, small losses, huge wins. And yeah, I mean, look, just so far it's made money on every single, completely random settings, no optimizing. Just by looking at it, it's made money on every single setting. And I mean, this is actually very good results over 5 days. And I'll drop a little something I've been doing a lot lately, but just by entry time. I mean, this one not so much because it's kind of right in the middle, but there's times of days when the strategy just, if you have a strategy that just doesn't perform well, I like to just not trade it during that hour, which I know, a lot of people might say that's overfitting, but I mean, it's the same thing as, you're only going to trade a breakout strategy during New York session. So they can say what they want, but that's the way I see it. But yeah, that's it for this strategy. Also, higher time frame would work good. So yeah, that's it for this strategy. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it. Let me know if you have any suggestions, questions, comments. Yeah, and thanks for watching. Indicators in the Discord. If you do find something profitable, feel free to share it in the Discord, see what other people think, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace. Please like and subscribe.